Brad, welcome back to Australia.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having us back. Really looking forward to being here at Sydney Speedway. Tons of improvements, and been watching the videos, and it's been great racing. So excited to get out here and rub elbows with everybody.
Tell me about these brothers that you race with.
Yeah, I mean, they work their butts off. We only get to race, 1 month or out of the year, and then I got to get back to the States. But they prepare a great car. They have great engines, and Brendan Quinn helps us. Isaac Ruse, Josh Ruse. It's a good family atmosphere. Their mom comes. Their dad's heavily involved. So it's just great deal for me. It's fun. I have a great time out here doing it with them. So can't ask for a better deal.
It's a polar opposite to your deal in America in many ways, isn't it?
Yeah, like I tell people, it's still a vacation for me. It's still, I'm going to race as hard as I can and be, as competitive as I always am. But, it's a little more lax. You're not running for the outlaw points. And, obviously you're just running for wins each and every night. And, we get to try stuff and have a little bit fun and not stress out so much if you do have a bad night. They make it really easy. They're, pretty laid-back guys, and they're just out here to have a good time as well.
Brad, you know better than anybody that these things can bite you. I mean, one of the most spectacular moments most people saw on the net last year was a car sawn in half. Does that give you that constant reminder that these things bite?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously getting in them from day one that, bad things can happen. I've been at racetracks where bad things have happened, and I was fortunate to walk away from that accident. That was pretty spectacular this year. The safety of these cars and these seats have come a long way, which I'm very thankful for. And wrecks like that seem to happen. Every great once in a while, a car finds a spot on a racetrack that you don't think it can, or does something that you don't think a sprint car can. But I'm just happy I was able to walk away from it, and all the safety gear that we've put a lot of effort in held up and did its job.
You dreamed of being a professional race car driver for a long time. Now that dream is your reality. There's got to be a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah, I try not to, let pressure get to you. I mean, honestly, there's no one harder on myself than myself. I've always been hard on myself. I've always been super competitive and wanted to make a living and win races and do this for a long time. So, it's stressful at times doing the World of Outlaw Tour. It's the grueling, the traveling, the racing against Donnie shots each and every night. It wears on you, but that's what it's all about: competition and trying to beat those guys. So that's why we have a great car owner over there, Casey Kane Racing. Casey Kane, he's the best car owner around. He understands that there's ups and downs, and that we're all working hard to try to get better. And he pushes you, but he doesn't. He lets you go through some of those learning curves, and that's what's great about driving for KKR.
Do you fear anything?
No, not really. Not winning. That's about my biggest fear. I have bad dreams every now and then. We won 5 races this year over there, and if we went back and won less races, something like that, gets me. Or if we did worse than the points or had a worse year, I feel like we didn't have a great year. I feel like we could do better, and that's probably the only thing that scares me. But as far as driving them or anything like that, that's just something I've accepted is this is what I want to do. No matter what, I love it. So if something happens, I'm doing what I love. That's all that matters.
Can it be lonely on the road?
It can be, but you make a lot of friends. It's a tight-knit family out there. There's only 13 or 14 teams traveling, and the officials, and you see those people more than you see your immediate family. So you become really good friends with my teammates, Darren Pittman and Mandy Pittman, my girlfriend Rachel. You just try to do that, and then you're with your team guys so much that you try to separate a little bit from them and do your own thing if you can, and then you're at the track 92 nights a year. So it can be a little lonely, a little stressful, a little grueling. There's a lot of emotions that go through it, but you really just have to take a step back every now and then and remember that you're doing something that you love, and you got to go home every now and then when you can, get away from the track. So once you start learning that, you start to figure out that there's a lot that goes into a 92 race schedule.
Do you have a different attitude on race day to how you are during the week?
Yeah, I mean, on off days you're a little bit more relaxed. Obviously, it's on race days, it's, you know, you got to get your right mindset. You know, you're amped up a little bit, you know, thinking about what track you're going to, thinking about what your car needs to do, thinking about things that you can do better as a driver. And, you know, obviously confidence is a huge thing in this sport. So when things are going good, they're going good. And then when things are going bad, you got to pick yourself back up. So, you know, it's just a matter of where you're at, you know, how you've been running and where you're at in the schedule. But, you know, race days, I woke up this morning with a smile on my face.
I'm going to make a generalisation here. In Australia, we call redheads rangers or ginger ninjas. I find them, as a general rule, very passionate, quite not high-tempered, but they have a bit of extra temper in them. Is that the way you are?
Yeah, absolutely. Redheaded temper comes out every now and then in me. You know, it's a high-strung quality. I think that I don't think I've ever met a redhead that doesn't have that. They can turn bright red and get angry, and you know, that's what drives me. You know, competitive and it's, you know, you take these things serious. So it's what makes it fun.
Is there a balance between going out there really fired up and that clouding your judgment? Is there a balance you need to take mentally to a sprint car?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to lose your mind out there. You actually see, you know, you can see a lot of people lose their mind, get angry, you know, then you don't drive the car right. So I try not to let, you know, anything really get me too mad in the car as far as racing a guy. I mean, a lot of times a guy will come across your nose or, you know, chop you or you know, do something that you didn't think he was going to do, but we're racing sprint cars on dirt, you know, and he's probably not trying to take me out, and we're probably just going for the same piece of real estate. So I've really come a long way with all that stuff. I don't really let stuff get me too mad. I mean, I just drive as hard as I can every lap and try to get the best results I can. But, you know, sometimes in the pits after the races, you know, everyone can have a little bit of yelling match, but, you know, that's all it really ever goes. You know, with me, I don't ever really want to get in too big of a fight or anything like that, because at the end of the day, we're all out here just trying to race sprint cars.
Jack Horton's child is not known for his interviewing prowess, but he seems to have developed a bit of a following over the last few days, Brad. You saw the interview.
Yeah, I don't think that I can, I don't know that I'm going to be near as exciting as some of his answers that I saw. He had me laughing, and we definitely were sharing one of his answers that was really funny. We shared it with a lot of friends over there, and it reminded me of something that maybe Jack Hewitt would say, or one of those old guys like that. He's Todd's a legend, so you know, legend carries on.
All right, so without asking for the same answer, I'll ask you the same question. What is more fun, a wing or a non-wing? You've done them both at an elite level.
Yeah, you know, non-wing sprint cars were just never my favorite type of car, just because of the accidents they have. I really enjoy watching them. I enjoyed driving them at a point in my career. I love midgets. They're a little bit more forgiving than a non-wing sprint car. They don't take off quite as bad. You know, you still. But the wing car was always my passion growing up, and I love it. It's the most fun car. Wing car on a half mile is probably my favorite type of racing. So, yeah, the wing car, just having that wing on top is a little bit of security, and it's just, once you get used to these type of cars, the non-wing car just feels so much less stable. But, you know, I really enjoy it. I'm a fan of non-wing of racing. Love watching it, love everything about it. Just, I prefer the wing cars.
Last question for you. Can you finish this sentence? I race because.
I race because I love it.